What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they called me. And today, we got the 10th and final part of the Sabretooth War with Wolverine issue 50. And not only is this the finale to the Sabretooth War, but it also marks the end of writer Benjamin Percy's run on Wolverine. So, the next solo Wolverine comic from here will be From the Ashes. And what makes this story a special one is that it brings this bloody rivalry to an even bloodier conclusion. And I feel that it serves as a really nice tribute to 50 years of Wolverine. And although I unfortunately don't have any other videos for the full Benjamin Percy run, I do, however, have the complete Sabretooth War. And if you guys missed any parts of it, then I'll put a card at the top of your screen to it so you guys can get caught up. And I'll place a link at the end of the video as well. But when we last left off with this series, Wolverine had donned a new adamantium armor that had been created for him by Forge and stashed away for a rainy day, so to speak. In addition to that, Sabretooth had broken free of the prison that he had been trapped in and left for dead, just as Wolverine was engaged in a battle against Sabretooth's son, Graydon, right in front of Wolverine's X-Force teammates, who had arrived there in response to a Laura Kinney distress call for rescue. And all of this happens right on the abandoned island of Krakoa. So if you guys are ready to see how this explosive finale to this brutal war concludes, after everyone is finally converged on one another, after so much bloodshed, and all with a huge axe to grind with one Victor Creed, and you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So this issue starts off directly where the last one ended, and Logan is one-on-one with Graydon Creed. But Logan doesn't directly attack Graydon. He tries to offer him a reprieve, for him not to be like his father and make the same choices out of hate. But Graydon responds pretty much like you'd expect him to, and throws back at Wolverine the lives of his own children that he's missed, while he's out here trying to play good dad to Graydon. And in that, Graydon is right. Logan too can be seen as deadbeat dad of the century. He's missed a lot, but Graydon still has time. He's still alive right now and can change for the better. But Graydon has heard just about enough. Y'all know how he feels about weakness, and then he manages to re-stitch together all of the fallen Stark Sentinels into his own creations and reanimates them. And how he's able to do that, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all right now, I don't know. I don't think that they've really done a good job of explaining the powers of Graydon, but if you guys know, then I'm all ears. But he reanimates these destroyed Sentinels, and now they begin to attack the rest of the X-Force team, so Graydon can focus on his one-on-one with Logan. And if that's the way the kid wants it, then that's the way it's gonna be. But Logan isn't gonna take any pleasure in bringing him down, he tells Graydon. And although the nickname Bad Seed is a pretty terrible one, all of these new powers and the post-apocalyptic look of Graydon it's got some potential, y'all. But unfortunately, we probably will never get a chance to see it as Victor Creed comes up from behind and rips out his own son's heart from behind. Just simply brutal and befitting of a Sabretooth War finale. That's who Victor Creed is. A dirty, rotten, evil son of a bitch. And then as Graydon takes his last breath, he gives his kind of an X-Men version of a Shakespeare line or something with, "There's no justice in this world." And then he's gone. It's kind of like a, "And now I die." But now Logan sees red and he immediately starts swinging his sword at Sabretooth. And here's where we first see what looks to be some sort of a battery level indicator, and it's reading that he's at 89%. So it kind of puts us in the mindset that this suit is maybe mechanical, which would kind of explain how he's able to move around in it so well, maybe, despite all of the weight. But you guys keep an eye on that indicator. It's kind of a big deal, and some of y'all will like it when you see it, and And some of y'all will absolutely hate it. And I'm going to hear from y'all, all of y'all. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Meanwhile, though, Sabretooth relishes in this moment. Special swords and special armor for somebody without powers. But Logan doesn't care. He doesn't need his powers to beat Creed, and he tells him that he's gonna send him to join his son where he belongs. Meanwhile, though, as the exiles have decided to stick around after seeing Graydon reanimate the Sentinels, now they're helping take out these zombie Sentinels. And after witnessing Sabretooth just wipe out his own son, they're thankful to no longer be teamed up with him. And then we see the X-Force team also engaged in a battle with the Sentinels, as Sage calculates that normally they'd have no chance of winning this fight. But since their tech and armor is so badly compromised, they've got a chance here. Meanwhile, though, Phoebe is able to pick up on the psychic calls of Kid Omega, whose head is still beneath the island. But as we pick back up with Sabretooth and Wolverine, we see that indicator or status bar, whatever it is gone up, this time to 94%. And Wolverine is getting in some good hits right now on Sabretooth. He's really kind of kicking his ass. But Sabretooth then decides to move this fight away from all of Wolverine's friends on the beach, where he can get Logan all to himself, and then he lures Logan through a tunnel that seems unfamiliar to Logan, leading him to the Quiet Council, to the spot where Sabretooth got dragged down into the pit. Because the thing is, when Sabretooth was in the pit, he ended up growing real close with this part of the island. And the moment he came back, he could feel his connection once again. And this is where the connection is the strongest. And then Sabretooth has the island itself begin to wrap up Logan and then drag him down into the pit. And as he goes down, we're shown that indicator once again. This time at full bars and reading 97%. But then as Wolverine is pulled down and Sabretooth takes that trip down there with Logan, this is the moment that Sabretooth had been waiting for as the pit closes. And then inside of the pit, as Logan is pulled further down, the vines begin to peel Logan out of his armor like it was nothing. Like a peanut shell. It was a good look while it lasted, but it scraps now. But then Logan begins to get attacked and tormented by plant versions of people from his past. And as he fights through all of the false entities that include Jean Grey and his son, Daken, the real Sabretooth joins in on the attack. And as he slashes at Logan, he tells him of how better off the world would be without him in it, since all he does is cause pain. And then as he gets ready to strike a killing blow on Logan, Sabretooth's arm is caught by the vines that he was just controlling. And then he and Logan are both pulled back up to the top. And as a confused Sabretooth gets back up there, he's met with the combined X-Force and Exile team, telling him that he's finished. Phoebe had persuaded Krakoa to sever his connection, and it was more than eager to do so. Sabretooth had begun this war with an army of his own, but now he faces an army on his own. You're gonna die miserably and pathetically alone, Phoebe savagely tells Creed. But Wolverine holds her back. This war started between the two of them, and that's how it's gonna end. But Laura can't understand how Logan's even standing right now after all of these gone through without his powers. But that's when Logan reveals that Forge's armor wasn't meant just to protect him. It was also meant to reactivate his mutant gene, bringing his powers back. That's when it's revealed that the indicator now reads 100%. The suit had been reactivating his mutant gene and kickstarting his powers back up the whole time. So that mystery invention that was hinted at back in X-Force 25 is finally revealed. He built Wolverine literal plot armor. So I definitely want to hear how you guys felt about that. That was the moment that I was referring to earlier. But then Logan throws a taunt at Sabretooth because he's about to get Logan at full strength now, so it's on. And now these two beasts engage in the most brutal battle ever that has Logan manage to cut off one of Sabretooth's arms and then slices him up real good. Then he drives that blade right into the stomach of Sabretooth. But that ain't enough to put down Sabretooth, who manages to fight Logan back and then pull a blade out of his stomach, and then he charges at Logan with that blade. But Logan just pops another set of claws and then he cuts off the hand of Sabretooth with that blade. And then Logan picks that blade back up and he takes out all the frustrations and pain caused by Sabretooth. This is for my son, he thinks, as he takes a swipe. This is for my friends as he takes more swipes. This is for Krakoa and then more swipes. This is for his failure to know what to do with the pain inside him except share it with others as he takes even more swipes. And now, with nothing left to swipe at, we see Logan standing over the now many pieces of Sabretooth. He did Creed like Creed did Daken. Damn. It's kind of poetic. But then later on, we get a sentimental moment between Phoebe and Quentin as he tells her that it's time to shut him down. But then he tells her that there will be other lives than these as she shuts down the box that was keeping him alive. But then Logan thinks to himself that Quentin was right. It was a time to come together and a time to say goodbye. So they bid farewell to the exiles who wanted to continue to explore the horizon. And it was time for them to once again say goodbye to Krakoa, since Orcus made it clear that it would never be home again. But the thing that Logan has learned about happiness is that he used to think that all of the bad stuff made happiness impossible. But Krakoa taught him it was possible. And when he's lost in a moment of grief or despair, he's got the wisdom of previous joy now to fall back on. Victor Creed never managed to find that, and he was always angry and seeing red because of it. But when Logan finds himself there now, when the blood and pain come as they always do, he'll remember that era on Krakoa, where they were all together, as one of the happiest of his life. And that, my friends, is the end of the issue, the war, and the series. So what did you guys think about this Sabretooth war and this finale? And how have you guys liked this Benjamin Percy Wolverine run as a whole? I really enjoyed bringing you guys this Sabretooth war. This was an amazing moment for me that allowed a couple of the characters that I grew up watching fight each other have a battle that I will remember forever. To see Sabretooth back to his vicious self and to see Logan cut him down in the end in the manner that Sabretooth had cut down Wolverine's own son. And then to see Sabretooth put his arm through the chest of his own son. Savage. But did you guys feel like Wolverine was done justice here in this 50th anniversary moment with his 50th and final issue of this run? I want to hear all you guys' thoughts about that and what will you remember most from this Benjamin Percy run? And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel and you'd like to support the channel, then you could do so by stopping by the Comics Icon store and picking you up some of this merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video available for download, or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership. And it'll be a link in the description for the membership and the music download. But with your membership, your voice will be heard during our interactive live streams with yours truly, where we get down and talk about everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as ones that you'd like for me to go over in the future and other comic book news. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and up to 20% off of Comics Icon's merchandise from the Comics Icon store. And now we've got new tiers to the memberships as well, starting at just 99 cents. Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of those, then you can still be a tremendous help to the future of this channel. Do not despair. By dropping a like, share, and subscribe in the Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time.